No more sex balding. Barebones Broadcasting. Boy, Rush is dead. Boy, Rush Limbaugh's dead. He's a broadcaster dead. He's not dead as a human. He's dead as a broadcaster. You got $50 million a year, believe me. If they fire you, you'll make it. I just think Rush will make it. Now, he might have to live in a trailer park, and be just like something off a sitcom. Well, you've seen some of these people age that have been very famous and rock stars and stuff. They age quietly and never know they were rock stars. See them at the store, they don't look like nothing they did. That's for sure. So Rush can make it. A candlelight is hit. You know that movie, Oklahoma? You know the whole story? He reminded me of Judd, doesn't he? He plays the same part in the movie, too, as Judd. He thinks being mean. Of course, I'm more like Judd in some ways. I'm the outcast. Rush has got a following. I don't. I'm an outcast. But I'm not like Judd. Listen, I don't do mean things to people, and I really like having manners, and I have rapport with some people that no one does. Some people that think, some places, some people think are creeps, I have a lot of wonderful rapport with. And I mean more genuine than most people brown up in Portland Police Bureau, for example. I have a great rapport. I've told more than one police officer, you're ruining the reputation of the Portland Police Bureau, as they walked away from me. Because they were being so reasonable and understanding and to the point and more than just with me. Absolutely vividly just. Something you would more than happy comply with. You bust your rear to comply and be so thankful that somebody else had the wit to see it just like you. And you're into complying, officer. No problem. Male and female. I've certainly thanked them and told them they're ruining that terrible reputation again. I'm going to spread something nice about you. Thank you, officer. That's what I told them. As they looked over their shoulder, walking away from me with a grin. More than once. Because I've been called in as a freak, and I'm not. Not that way. I'm a freak. Cop said, I'm a freak too. I said, they're mean. And police officer said, they're mean to me too. Yep. They lie about both. I told a police officer, I should be a police officer. She said, why? I said, because people lie to me all day long, just like they do you. All day long, people lie to me. All day long. I would have made a great cop. I have rapport with people like that. Yeah, I do. A lot of people can't. No, they can't. Because they've been very, very just with me. Extremely just. And taught me some lessons. And told me to go home and live up. And told me don't do that again. I said, yes, officer, I won't. I'm not quite as bad as I look there, only I won't. Thank you. That way I won't have any problem misunderstanding. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. A lot of yes, ma'ams. Ooh. When you have to... I faced some female police officers at my time where I trembled. Believe you me. No nonsense. I remember one on Christmas, she said, I never do this. Merry Christmas. You're complying. I can see that. Merry Christmas. I never do this. You're a police officer, tell you, I never do this. Merry Christmas. And then your identity back and all your paperwork. Stuffing it back in the glove box. Good night. I'll tell you, you remember things like that. Because you're right on the edge. I don't live there anymore. I did it one time, and I crossed their path more than once. Yes, I did, living right there on the edge. And I'll tell you something. The Portland Police Bureau is one of the greatest assets the city of Portland has, especially psychologically, which they've been very questioned about. And I question their training too, and I think some of the officers, of course, do. And they live above it, like the World War II vet said, we lived above our training.
and beat them. We did more than expected of us and beat them. And I think as much as you beat them, they surrendered seeing that. And here they surrendered. Nazis had to surrender. You know, that was a decent, benevolent army. Well, what happens when a decent, benevolent army meets another decent, benevolent army, and the way they meet, the first decent, benevolent realizes they're out of place, not of time, and I really wish to God they would have never been there. Now what happens? Who wins? The out-of-place army, or the army reminding them they're out of place? And they're both bright enough to understand it. What chance did the Nazis have? You know, they were bright enough to understand their failure. What's going to happen then? You fight somebody too stupid to understand their failure. How about going on right now? Do they understand how dumb they are? Well, the Nazis did. But I'll tell you this much. This bunch you're fighting right now, not a clue. And I'll tell you what you're fighting more than anything. Europe's stupidity to the day. Does Europe know how dumb it is to the day? You hear anything coming out of Europe admitting how stupid they are. Sitting in their own ruins and they haven't lifted a finger in a long time. Europe. You hear any evidence of them saying that? Bare Bones Broadcasting. State of the Planet Earth. Skeleton Nation.